afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4, and welcome back to you.
Thank you so much. Good to be back.
You're back down visiting your parents?
Yep, I went to visit my parents in South Carolina. Got a little bit of sun, but had a little bit of everything. We had 85 degrees and 25 degrees, which made me feel right at home. There was a hard freeze when I was there, but I brought a little sun back with me.
Thanks for bringing it back.
Yeah, good to be back.
And we'll have more on the weather in just a bit.
Yep.
I've been told either if everything goes well and the infection subsides, he will be released from the hospital tomorrow or the next day.
Quadrin Wilson is back in the hospital this afternoon. Hear what his attorney thinks about his clients being moved.
More details on a crash from last night that sent a car into somebody's front yard, including the surprising details on the ages of the drivers and passengers.
And concerts are back on the square. We'll be talking with Maestro Andrew Sewell about the return of this summer tradition. And we are inching towards summer. Is that hanging on to some ice?
A little bit.
One last chunk? No, he's on a roof.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. He's on a roof. That did look like ice, though. You're right. It did.
Very confused. Anyway, likes the Ides of March. Garrett Canulty is in the backyard. Perfect weather today.
What do they say? Beware of the Ides of March.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Not this year. Boy, this is perfect weather, and it looks like tomorrow will be even milder. The visible cloud track shows not much in the way of cloudiness anywhere around southern Wisconsin, and not a drop of rain across the state, which makes for nice weather. Low temperatures this morning started out in the upper 20s. High temperatures so far have been in the lower 50s in most areas. A few places have hit the middle 50s, and those temperatures are about at their highest for the day. They might even go up a couple of degrees before they start falling later on tonight. Look for temperatures to drop off only to the middle 30s overnight, so we'll stay above freezing. We'll continue to melt whatever snow there's left out there. And look at that high temperature for tomorrow, 65 degrees under partly sunny skies. It'll be a little breezy, but hey, if that's what it takes to get the temperature to 65, I'm not complaining. As we check out first warn traffic, seeing some delays right now on the eastbound Beltline. There's the view at Park Street. It looks like traffic moving pretty steadily, but just beyond that, we're seeing a few delays, at least on the eastbound Beltline. Traffic will take you about another 5 minutes compared to normal if you're going eastbound on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. As far as areas south of Madison, I-39, 90, I-94 east of Madison, US 12 southeast of Madison, no problems there, as are the major highways up to the north. No issues there. I-39 in central Wisconsin, I-90, 94 through the Dells, and US 151 toward Beaver Dam, no problems. That's your news for now. First warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Quadrin Wilson is back in the hospital this afternoon and is about to undergo surgery.
He is the man at the center of an ongoing officer-involved shooting investigation in Madison, and his family says he was shot 5 times in the back while unarmed.
Our Naomi Coles spoke with Wilson's attorney today and is outside the UW hospital with more. Naomi.
Quadrin Wilson is likely just about to go into or just started surgery here at UW. That's based on a timeline that his attorney, Steve Eisenberg, shared with me just a couple hours ago. Now, Wilson was taken here from the Dane County Jail early yesterday afternoon, where he was transferred just a day or so after his first surgery for those gunshot wounds. His attorney says he now has a cyst and possible fluid on his spine that doctors will be removing.
From what I know, the jail has been completely attentive to his needs. When I call, they respond. I think they have tried to give him the best care possible. I've met a couple of the nurses. They are wonderful. But I just don't think you're going to get the same care if you were home and able to see physicians whenever you could than you are getting in the jails.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office is still investigating the incident where this all happened, and there's a lot of unanswered questions about why Wilson was targeted for arrest or why he was shot at all. Now, the attorney did tell me today he's been told to expect this investigation to wrap up either this week or next week, where it will go next to the Dane County District Attorney's Office, where then he will have to decide whether or not to press charges against those officers.
Naomi, thank you. Madison police say a 14-year-old has been ticketed for driving under the influence after a 2 two-vehicle crash that sent multiple people to the hospital last night. Emergency crews were dispatched to North 6th Street near the intersection of East Johnson at about 10 o'clock last night for the crash. One vehicle was carrying 4 people and was found up against a retaining wall in the front yard of a home in the neighborhood. Madison police say a 14-year-old was behind the wheel with a 16-year-old in the front passenger seat. 2 adult women, ages 27 and 38, were in the back seat. Police say the car belonged to the 38-year-old woman. Authorities say the vehicle was full of open intoxicants at the time of the crash. President Biden is gearing up to go to Europe next week for major NATO and European Council gatherings. Today, 3 European prime ministers headed into a war zone, Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, to signal Europe's ongoing support. The U.S., Europe, and Canada have all announced new economic sanctions against Russia, though Ukrainian President Zelensky is appealing to the West to do more. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
President Biden signed a bill that includes more than $13 billion in humanitarian, economic, and military aid to Ukraine.
We're moving urgently to further augment the support to the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their country.
Next week, he'll go to Europe for meetings with NATO allies.
His goal is to meet in person, face-to-face, with his European counterparts and talk about and assess where we are at this point in the conflict.
Tuesday, the leaders of Poland, the Czech Republic, and Slovenia embarked on a trip to Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, even as Russian strikes continued there.
We see the result of bombing. People died.
The mayor of Kyiv has imposed a curfew. Meanwhile, Russian forces have also unleashed new artillery strikes in Ukraine's second-largest city, Kharkiv. In what's likely a preview of Wednesday's planned speech to Congress, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed Canada's parliament.
Close the airspace. How many more cruise missiles have to fall on our cities until you make this happen?
The Biden administration has imposed a new wave of sanctions against 11 Russian defense officials and the president of Belarus and his immediate family members. Moscow has retaliated with its own set of largely symbolic sanctions on President Joe Biden, his son Hunter Biden, and several top administration officials.
None of us are planning tourist trips to Russia. None of us have bank accounts that we won't be able to access, so we will forge ahead.
Canada, the United Kingdom, and the European Union also hit Russia with more economic sanctions Tuesday. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine continues to grow.
The United Nations now says 3 million people have fled since the invasion, with millions more displaced inside Ukraine. A funeral ceremony was held in the western Ukrainian city of Lviv today for 4 Ukrainian soldiers who lost their lives following the Russian invasion. Hundreds of mourners came to St. Peter and Paul Garrison Church in central Lviv to pay their respects to the 4 soldiers who all died on Sunday. During the funeral service, a siren could be heard sounding in the area. 3 of the servicemen were laid to rest at the city's historic cemetery later on in the day.
In other news today, a week after announcing his return to Green Bay, we're getting some details on Aaron Rodgers' new contract. According to NFL Network, Rodgers signed a 4-year extension. The deal guarantees the star quarterback over $150 million, including $42 million this year. Rodgers' new contract lowers the salary cap for this year, giving the Packers a chance to negotiate better contracts with players like Devontae Adams. However, the Packers still need to work to get under the NFL's salary cap.
It's a lot of money. Well, Governor Evers says he's releasing money to expedite court operations in Milwaukee, as well as money for mental health diversions and treatment. When the pandemic started, courts all over the state had to adjust, but the Milwaukee court soon built a significant backlog. Now the county is getting $14.5 million to expand their courthouse operations to reduce the severe backlog that's built up.
Through these investments and together with our partners in the courts and state public defenders and the sheriff's office, among others, it is estimated that our program to extend courthouse hours and operations will ensure Milwaukee County will be able to dispose of an additional 100 cases per week.
This funding will also allow for 24-hour GPS monitoring for those ordered to be tracked while on bail, as well as formally establishing a Milwaukee County mental health treatment court to help ensure individuals receive the support and services they need while lowering incarceration rates.
Recent research out of MIT in Boston finds that COVID can not only affect loss of taste and smell, but also hearing. The study found COVID-19 can affect the inner ear. While more research is needed to fully understand the connection between COVID infection and hearing loss, it's important for anyone experiencing hearing issues to seek medical attention early. The hearing loss can be permanent, but it occasionally comes back over a period of time. Dr. Sarah Childress from SSM Health tells us why we've been seeing an increase.
We have had a rise in sudden sensory neural hearing loss, which usually happens as an inflammatory response to having a virus. And since more people are getting sick, we have seen a little bit of a rise, yes.
Dr. Childress says if you experience any hearing loss in one or both ears, you should seek medical attention as soon as possible.
Early this morning, police say they arrested a suspect in the string of shootings targeting homeless men in both Washington, D.C. and New York City during the past 2 weeks. A day after D.C. Metro Police handed out flyers at an encampment for homeless people with a description and picture of the suspect, police say they found the man and he was arrested. Police say he shot at least 3 homeless men in D.C. earlier this month, killing one of them. And then over the weekend, 2 homeless men were shot in New York City. Surveillance video shows the gunman nudging one victim before fatally shooting him.
This was a cold-blooded attack. He looked around, he made sure no one was there, and he intentionally took the life of an innocent person.
Forensics experts have confirmed the same gun was used in all of the shootings. Police say all the shootings happened in the early morning hours, usually while the victims were alone. D.C. police say the suspect is currently being interviewed and that more information will be coming soon.
Well, get ready to enjoy live music in the heart of Madison this summer. Concerts on the Square is back. The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra announced this year's lineup this morning after COVID-19 forced fans and musicians to breeze Stevens Field last year. The concerts are back where they belong, on the Capitol Square. This year's series will feature 6 performances starting weekly on June 29th, and all of them are free.
You're going to get a wide range of music when you come down to the Square for Concerts on the Square starting June 29th. Anywhere from pops, regular classical music concert. We have some amazing collaborations with the Wisconsin Dell Singers and the Ho-Chunk Nation. So it's really something for everybody.
You can learn more about each performance on the WCO's website. This is the Chamber Orchestra's 38th year of Concerts on the Square. And stick around after Gary's forecast. We'll talk to the maestro, the conductor of the orchestra, Andrew Sewell. He'll join us here in the studio.
Well, they'll cost you a little bit more to ride, but people in Madison looking to hop on an electric bike will have plenty more options this year. Madison's B-Cycles returned to city streets today. The company added 8 new stations this year after adding 9 in 2021. Annual and monthly memberships both increased $15 and $10 respectively. The operation manager tells us he expects 2022 to be the biggest year yet.
We're in the process of adding 75 brand new bikes to bring our total number up to around 400 bikes from around 330. So just to handle the increased ridership we saw and to better serve the people in Madison.
The company says they've installed Bluetooth on the bike's batteries to help track dead bikes and to keep the fleet well maintained. We tried those, remember?
Yeah, we did. They were fun.
It was a lot of fun. Well, still to come at 4, it's that time of the year again. St. Patrick's Day is this Thursday.
Can't believe it. Cue the corned beef and cabbage. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is in the backyard.
Oh, so somewhere.
She really is.
She's
I guess she went to get the cabbage. She'll share some corned beef. There she is. She'll share some recipes when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Attention homeowners, we started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days looking for 20 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for gorgeous kitchen cabinet refacing installed in as little as 2 days. Completely and affordably transform your kitchen. Dozens of stain-resistant colors and wood finishes, soft close doors and drawers. But these are the final days. 20 homeowners who call now will receive special savings. Free installation on a cabinet refacing project, 18 months, no interest, no payments, senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
No matter what you do, who you are, or how much money you earn, when it comes to doing taxes, don't go it alone. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will make certain you don't miss out on a single deduction. Get the biggest refund you deserve at Jackson Hewitt.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. Today, the Coopers are a cost-conscious couple. But back in the day, not so much. Now, saving is more their style, which is why they chose Consumer Cellular. They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. And award-winning customer service. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and get $25.
Senator Ron Johnson, you know, when I lost my husband, he made sure he reached out to me. He made sure I had everything that I need, and still, you know, pick up the phone and call me if you need anything. He always says that a lot of people say things when they don't know. I said, I just wish people knew you like I knew you. So the best advice I could ever give a person is before you listen to what somebody else has to say, please get to know a person for yourself.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Welcome back, everyone. Boy, it's nice to be out on the patio, isn't it? Yes. Beautiful day today.
First time this year.
The White House plans to resume public tours for the first time in 2 years.
The tours have been on hiatus since March 12th of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, of course. According to the White House memo, they'll once again host tours beginning Friday, April 15th. The move comes after cases of the virus dropped around the country in recent weeks. At first, the White House tours will only be held on Fridays and Saturdays. To request a reservation, contact your member of Congress at least 3 weeks before you plan to go.
Well, prices continued to rise in February with another key inflation indicator soaring and hitting double digits. According to the Labor Department, the Producer Price Index shot up 10% from a year ago, and that ties the record set in January. Soaring prices at the pump and an increase in the cost of energy and food pushed prices higher.
Stocks staged a comeback rally as oil prices retreat. The Dow Industrials gained almost 600 points, closing at 33,544. The NASDAQ added 376 points, or almost 3%. The S&P 500 tacked on 89 points. Well, it's hard to believe St. Patrick's Day just 2 days away.
That's right. It's Thursday this week. And, of course, the traditional Irish fare for the holiday is corned beef and cabbage or potatoes. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here today. Hi, Angie, with some corned beef recipes.
I know. This is great. Who thought I'd be in the backyard today?
It's so nice you're not on Zoom. Can't even remember how long it's been since we've been back here.
Last summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Since it got cold.
All right, so
what is corned beef?
Yeah, let's start with corned beef. So corned beef is a brisket. So you know how you can buy a fresh beef brisket? This is a fresh beef brisket, but what it's happened to it is it's been brined, like in a saltwater, salty kind of mixture with some other seasonings and stuff. Like you could brine your own at home. You could make this, but it takes like 5 to 7 days.
Wow.
I did it once way back when, and I prefer just to buy these.
Okay, so this is a point cut.
This is a point cut. you can get that cut or the flat. The point is more of a triangular shape. The flat is more rectangular.
A little more fat in here?
These are a little fattier, right?
But cheaper.
But cheaper. So you can weigh your options. That's it's $1 a pound cheaper this year. Usually we see a 20-30 cent difference, but that's $1 a pound cheaper. And what was that, $3.99 a pound? And then the flats are $4.99.
$2.89.
That's the weight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
$3.99 a pound.
And what is this little seasoning
packet?
packet?
And then they usually always come with the seasoning packet, and most of our recipes call for that. Like Thursday, I'll do mine in the slow cooker. I just love putting it in the slow cooker with all the traditional vegetables. Sprinkle that packet in, put a bottle of beer in, a couple cups of water, and you're good. Let it go all day.
And a bottle for yourself.
Sure. Well, this evening.
That's right.
Right. Don't judge. Okay, but today I wanted to show a couple different recipes using corned beef, and I actually use deli corned beef in these. But after Thursday, if you have leftover corned beef, which I usually don't in my house with 15-year-old and the husband and friends, and you can make these. So this is a corned beef cottage pie, so it's a shepherd's pie.
Oh, it smells so good.
It got a little mixed up in my car, but it's got the corned beef mixture on the bottom with a little Worcestershire, a little ketchup, some beef broth, some fresh thyme, an onion, and then I just topped it with some mashed potatoes, and then on top of the potatoes I did shredded sharp cheddar, and a little breadcrumbs, and then baked at 400-degree oven about 30 minutes.
Not bad.
So it's like that twist on that traditional shepherd's pie where you do use like ground beef, peas, carrots, but we've got that corned beef mixture in the bottom, and it smells amazing.
Yeah, it really does. It's great.
So these are little Hawaiian buns, so a little Reuben slider. You know how it's really popular, like you see on Pinterest, the ham and cheese sliders with the Hawaiian rolls? Or we have a roast beef and cheddar. This is a Reuben.
May I?
So yeah, I already ate one
I do
while
too.
I was waiting.
You want one?
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll have one later, but thank you.
So I did the Hawaiian buns, the deli corned beef, a little Thousand Island, sauerkraut, and I made sure I drained that really well so you don't get your buns soggy, and then Swiss cheese.
Delicious.
And then bake those about 20 minutes, 350-degree oven, but aren't they good? I mean, 20 minutes.
Now,
and it takes about half a pound.
The dressing is a great touch.
Yeah,
the Thousand Island dressing, yeah. If you're making it the traditional way, you put it in a slow cooker or in the oven?
You can do both. Slow cooker all day on low. You can put it in the oven or on the stovetop too and just simmer it with a lot of liquid. So, 2 to 3 hours for a brisket this size, even 3 to 3.5. And you know when your brisket's done is when it's fork tender, which technically means when you can put a fork in it, like a dinner fork.
Put a fork in it.
And it comes out with little resistance. Not very technological.
And then when do you put the cabbage in like the last half an hour?
Put it in at the end. Put the potatoes, carrots, onions, celery all on the bottom of the slow cooker. Put the corned beef on top.
Yum.
Beeftips.com.
Beeftips.com. We got everything you need to know there.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you guys have a great St. Patrick's
Day. So great to see you, Ange.
Yeah, you too.
Well, after a 2-year absence, Concerts on the Square returns to the Square.
That's such great news. Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra maestro Andrew Sewell will join us right after Gary's forecast when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
Make the transition into spring with a kitchen cabinet refacing project from Mad City Kitchens. Most cabinet frames remain sturdy through the years, but wear and tear on the surfaces can dull the appearance. So don't replace, reface. Our design consultants make it fun and easy. Choose the colors, custom hardware, new countertops, and more. Mad City Kitchens will get the job done in as little as 2 days. Plus, be sure you call now. Final days for 20 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade to receive special savings. Free installation on a cabinet refacing project with 18 months, no interest, and no payments. Senior and military discounts. Plus, you'll be compensated for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
We're 25 million prescriptions strong.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're working up a sweat before coffee and saying no thanks to a Boston cream.
Jardiance is a once-daily pill that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease. So it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
PTI, I need the PDF, COB, aka EOD. What's the ETA?
ASAP, FYI.
LMK.
HBD Gordon. HBTY.
Oh, wow, look at this GIF. It's GIF. FWIW.
ROTFL.
You see my IM?
TLDR.
What?
Too long, didn't read.
Okay.
We don't need any more acronyms, but we could all use more ways to save.
BMX, YOLO!
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
SMH.
Well, take a look at this. Check out this guy hanging 10 in this video. This video.
10.
Let's watch Gary. Now what are we looking at? Now let's take a look at this. Check out this guy hanging 10 in the video when another surfer drops in on the same wave in Australia. After a few close calls, the first guy literally takes the other surfer's board, causing him to crash into the water. He continues on his epic ride while holding it under his arm and deftly maneuvering around all the people in the water. And that's not cool enough. He manages to switch to the stolen board and just keep riding. Turns out the guy who lost his board is a former surfing world champion. And the board thief is his cousin.
Oh, there you go. Boy, that's a long ride.
Look at it go.
It's still going.
That's on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Oh, that's very cool.
Do you have to know how to swim in order to surf?
I think so. I'm out. I'm out.
I swim like a rack.
Yeah, me too. Here's another day going nuts over.
Today is National Peanut Lovers Day. March 15th is all about goobers, the nickname for peanuts, even better when they're dipped in chocolate. That's what goobers are, right? They aren't actually nuts at all, though. They're legumes, so they are in the same family as lentils, soybeans, and chickpeas. Peanuts pack a powerful punch. They are high in protein and rich in nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants.
And they're good in Cracker Jacks.
Yes, they are. Do you ever have boiled peanuts? They're big in the South.
Are they?
Yeah, they're really good.
I like the dry roasted ones.
Yeah, I love them.
The salt.
Yeah.
Lots of salt.
Pop them into the weather.
Yes.
All right, beautiful day out there. We just out on the patio.
Yeah, well, we'll just take the whole show out there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be even better. I'll tell you how warm it'll be in just a couple minutes.
I would rate Mad City at a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10.
I would say that Mad City will definitely give you an honest price.
They're fast, they're efficient, and good folks.
Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers, and we're A+ rated with the BBB. Our kitchen cabinet refacing services help you avoid a lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days, including Lazy Susans, roll-out shelving, plus soft closed doors and drawers. Listen up, final days for 20 homeowners to save with free installation on a cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior and military discounts. We'll compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Dairy farms disappearing, prices up, COVID's still not gone. And what's Ron Johnson done? Voted against new jobs and told us to take mouthwash to cure COVID. I'm Sarah Godlewski. I grew up in Eau Claire where we're more interested in common sense than conspiracies. That's how I've run the state treasurer's office, and common sense is what, quite frankly, we could use in Washington. Practical ideas that just help people, not mouthwash. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and that's why I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Today was a great day weather-wise. Tomorrow should be even milder. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for unseasonably mild weather tomorrow with temperatures more than 20 degrees above normal. Looking for highs in the middle 60s. Still looking for some shower chances Thursday and Friday. In fact, probably a little better chance now on Friday, but the rain could mix in with a little bit of snow late Thursday night, early Friday morning for areas north of Madison, and then we might see a quick change over to some light snow very quickly on Friday evening before the precipitation comes to an end, and then we warm right back up next week. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s to near 60 for Sunday and Monday, but there'll be some shower chances, especially from Monday night into Tuesday. Doppler track right now, free of precipitation across our part of the Midwest. Over the next 10 days, those high temperatures mainly at or above normal. Here's the normal high temperature going from 44 tomorrow up to 48 already 10 days down the road. So that shows you how quickly our average temperatures warm up, and many of those days we'll see temperatures in the 50s, of course the 65 for tomorrow, and even when it cools down, those temperatures will be still pretty close to average. The upper air weather pattern, well, you can see the jet stream is pushed to the north. We've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, and so once we start to get the jet stream up to the north, that allows the milder Pacific air to move in, and you can see probably our warmest day will be tomorrow afternoon with temperatures well into the 60s through much of southern Wisconsin. Now, as we head into Thursday and Friday, the jet stream starts to buckle a little bit and drops back down to the south, allowing colder air to come in. It'll spin up a storm system, but right now the storm will stay mainly to our south and to our east, so it'll just be on the northern fringes of it, enough to bring us some shower chances. Then as we head into the weekend and the early parts of next week, those temperatures warm up, but there'll be a bigger temperature contrast. Well, we'll probably still be in the 50s to near 60 here in southern Wisconsin. Up to the north, temperatures may stay in the northern in the 30s in northern Wisconsin and upper Michigan. And then as we head into the middle part of next week, some of the colder air will start to head back down as the jet stream drops back down to the south. So we'll put an end to the mild weather, at least for a little while. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, of course, because of that mild southwesterly wind flow, temperatures expected to be above normal through much of the eastern half of the country with the highest probabilities from Madison southward. But the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook actually calls for below normal temperatures just up to our north. The warmer air shifts out to the west or moves off to the east. We could use the rain. You can see above normal precipitation expected over much of the eastern 2/3 of the country, but notice the highest probabilities are in the southeast. The western part of the country starts to dry out again, and as we look at the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, notice we go below normal because the weather pattern really starts to settle down, and so we'll see another period of dry weather as we head toward the latter part of next week. For tomorrow, look for a partly sunny, breezy, and unseasonably mild day. High temperature at 65 degrees, and then we drop back to 53 on Thursday with some rain showers. Again, there could be a little bit of snow mixed in north of Madison from Thursday night into early Friday morning. Friday, we drop to a high of 42, and then precipitation may change over to a mix or some light snow Friday evening before it comes to an end. Temperatures warm up over the weekend. Then we'll see rain shower chances, especially from Monday night into Tuesday, showers lingering into Wednesday, and then temperatures a little bit below normal as we head toward the end of next week.
And spring next week, official astronomical.
There it is. There it is. Astronomical.
All right. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Well, as we reported earlier on the show, Concerts on the Square returns to the Capitol Square this summer.
Here on Live at 4, we're very excited, and somebody else who's probably even more excited is the music director of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, Andrew Sewell. Maestro, it is so good to see you in person.
Very nice to see you too.
2 years?
Oh, I know. It's been a while.
So you haven't had a concert on the Square in 2 years?
No, we haven't. It's but we've we've done other things. We've been at WISC-TV and kept the music going, and now we've just been back at the Capitol Theatre again this year, so it's very nice to be back. But this is some really great news, what we're going to announce today.
And you have some great shows coming, some great concerts coming up.
We do. We have a action-packed summer. We're kicking off the concert with Spectrum from Las Vegas, and they are a Motown group, and we're very excited about them coming. I've been trying to get them for several years now. The second one is the traditional July the 4th concert. We have a young artist competition winner playing a concerto, and then the rest of them come in droves. We've got our composer in residence has written a new piece called Reflections on Liberty, which is a new piece we're doing.
Showing this video here just brings a smile to your face.
It sure does. Yeah, I never get to see those folks. I'm always got my back to them, but you know. Well, we're very excited. I think it's going to be nice to have people at tables again and people on blankets. You know, as the pandemic has gone through, we've all gone digital, and so we're looking at getting screens on the square. There'll be a few things that'll be different. We're very glad to be welcoming back our vendors and the folks that provide the food and the beverages and all of those things that just make it an amazing event.
So no limit on the crowd?
Not on the square, no.
Okay.
Not at this point.
You're outside?
No, we're outside.
I mean, Debbie Downer, but are there any COVID protocols that will be in place?
There have been, and that's why we're at WISC-TV, because literally we had to distance the orchestra and distance ourselves. But outside, you know, with these Omicron variants, it's less in terms of the dangers, perhaps. And I think people have been living with this for 2 years. They're going to make their own decisions about that and how close they get to people. And we had the blankets pods last year, as you may or may not remember, at WISC-TV. We had distancing of the tables, and there'll be some of that. We'll be very mindful of that. So.
And adjust if events warrant.
Exactly. And, you know, the usual thing, we put your blankets down at 3 and make a rain call here and there. And we're pretty seasoned at this. This is our 38th year. Can you believe that?
That's incredible.
That is incredible. How many for you?
This will be my 23rd.
Wow.
Getting close to the 25th anniversary. Where does the time go?
Listen, you were here back then.
I've been here 44 years.
I know. I remember my very first time on this channel. This is what's so cool about this. I remember being interviewed. You know, I was a newbie on the block, but you haven't changed a bit.
Well, this is exciting news.
It is very exciting news.
And people can go to your website?
Yes, wsierraconcerts.org, and you can start booking tables. I mean, it's all been uploaded today. We've been so excited for this day.
Every Wednesday for 6 weeks?
And first one?
The 29th of June.
And that's the Motown. Oh, I can't. Yes. That's going to be, what a great way to kick it off. That's the music of Michael Jackson and all the Motown greats.
That's exactly right. The Jackson 5 medley on the boardwalk. And of course, July the 6th will come around for our typical July 4th Independence Day celebration. So there'll be lots for people to see and do.
Can't wait.
Andrew, great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
We'll see you on the square.
Thank you.
If not before.
Okay.
Coming up next here at Live at 4, we'll tell you a story about a Tennessee teenager who wants to make a difference in Ukraine.
And then coming up next hour at 5, a local Culver's restaurant is donating 100% of their proceeds today to help the people in Ukraine. We'll have that story and more coming up at 5.
Attention homeowners, we're looking for 20 homeowners who need a custom kitchen upgrade. Call Mad City Kitchens and be amazed at the before and after difference with cabinet refacing. The quick, affordable alternative to a traditional remodel with attractive styles and colors like Cascade White, Chocolate Pear, and more. With upgrades you'll love like soft close doors and drawers, countertops, and a new sink installed in as little as 2 days. Don't wait to call. 20 homeowners will save with free installation on a cabinet refacing project. But these are the final days. 18 months, no interest and no payments. Senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership for zero enrollment and only $22.99 a month. With access to 2,000 plus locations, bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs.
That makes me so happy.
The PF Black Card is your ticket to all the perks. Look at that glow.
It's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you. So get glowing and feel fit-tacular for zero enrollment and only $22.99 a month. Deal ends Wednesday, March 16th.
Tonight at 5, 3 local Culver's locations are all in today to help Ukraine, their generous act of kindness.
If you like today's sunshine and mild temperatures, you'll love tomorrow with sunshine and unseasonably mild warmth. All good things must come to an end as temperatures cool and rain chances increase for the end of the week. I'll tell you how mild it'll be tomorrow at 5.
And ahead at 6, a Dane County inmate has reportedly been re-hospitalized, but no one knows why, even his attorney. News 3 Now is seeking answers. That's coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Giving the old weather satellite a spin, we end up in San Francisco. And that's the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, that's the traditional fog in San Francisco. If you go there, you know, as a tourist, and on a day like today, you don't even get to see the bridge.
You know, that happened to me in Mount Rushmore with my family. We were there 3 days, never saw the thing.
Because of the, yeah, that happens a lot.
So 61 degrees there.
Beautiful place.
Well, after watching the start of Russia's war on Ukraine, a 14-year-old Nashville girl painted Ukrainian cities that were bombed in March, printed copies, and donated 100% of the profits to charities benefiting Ukrainians.
Claire Kopsky tells her story.
To say 14-year-old Ella Bramlett is talented is an understatement.
I've been painting my whole life.
She and her brothers also played the violin at places like the Ryman, the Schermerhorn, and the Grand Ole Opry.
The arts is very much in my family.
2 years ago, she started leaning into her artistic talent, selling her artwork.
I've tried a bunch of different mediums and everything, and I don't know, I feel like watercolor has just been the one that I've connected with most.
Up until a few weeks ago, her work had been a way to express herself. But then, as the conflict in Ukraine started, her work quickly became about others.
We were all watching the news together, and I'm always painting when I'm watching TV, so we were like witnessing Kyiv being bombed, and it's heartbreaking to think about. I looked up a few pictures of Kyiv and just started painting it.
Within a few days, Ella painted 2 Ukrainian cities, Kyiv and Kharkiv. While we were visiting with her, she painted another one, Mariupol.
Those are 2 others that have been really influenced by all the bombing and stuff, and those are 2 of the other hardest hit cities.
Ella started selling her prints of Ukraine cityscapes on her social media pages, donated 100% of the profits to Sea Star Kids and Eastern European missions.
It's something that concerns everyone because we're all people and we're all God's children, and so we should all do what we can to help.
For her, that's painting cities that may no longer be the cities its people remember. In Nashville, Claire Kopsky.
Beautiful talent.
She's talented, yeah, she really is. Good for her.
Yeah.
Well, for many, they feel the COVID pandemic is over, but it is far from it.
When we come back, UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff will join us. We'll talk about numbers on the rise in some parts of the world. That's when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy, been treating my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene, Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst, or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching, or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Are you overloaded with debt? 13 may be your lucky number. No interest Chapter 13 debt repayment. Protect your assets, pay your debts, get a lower payment that you can afford. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 13 repayment plans start at only $275 a month. To see if you qualify, on your phone, from your home, statewide, call now or visit us online. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
About 40% off lenses with purchase of a frame. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Kind of problem on the the eastbound belt line just past Gammon Road. Looks like a car went off the road there. Traffic moving pretty slowly. There is a delay there, at least for a little ways. Once you get past it, things open up, and then another delay as you head toward Monona Drive. Otherwise, most of the major highways are in pretty good shape. That's your news for now. First Warning Traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. When you turn 100, you can do whatever you want. For Bernice Bolton of Milwaukee, that meant bowling. Bernice says this is the first birthday party she's ever had. She certainly doesn't look her age or act like it either. She says to live to be 100, you need to eat right, exercise, and pray. Her son says she has arthritis, but only takes 1 pill a day. She bowls every Monday in a league and plans to bowl many more Mondays.
That's incredible.
She does not look, she has her own apartment, does her own shopping.
That is so inspiring.
She's 100 years old.
Bowling and praying. There you go. That's the secret.
Well, even as mask mandates are being dropped, new data from the CDC suggests COVID cases could ramp up again.
In fact, they're already spiking again in some parts of Europe and China.
And there's growing debate whether people will need a 4th vaccine shot. UWL's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff, joins us once again.
Always lots to talk to you about.
Yeah,
never a dull moment.
So there's a sewage water study that's going on right now, and there seems to be an increase in COVID in Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay.
Yeah, so if you have a snack, you put it down right now, but about 80% of people who have COVID will shed that virus in their stool. And then we can pick that up at wastewater treatment plants. And what we are seeing in some areas of the country is this percent of virus is increasing. That would suggest more cases, which isn't so surprising. We've got rid of masks, people are gathering together, so to see that isn't so surprising. We just want to make sure that that doesn't translate into more hospitalizations. We want these to be people who are asymptomatic, mildly symptomatic, but not completely surprising.
So that's what you're watching, the hospitalizations.
Hospitalizations are really important because that's where we get back into reversing what we've done, mask mandates and things like that, is if the healthcare resources start to get overwhelmed. So far, we're not seeing that here in the United States.
Well, the virus is down, but definitely not out. And this wastewater detection, it's been a very useful tool, as you said, in detecting COVID trends. But the numbers over the last couple of weeks, as Mark was just alluding to, have been a little concerning, especially on the East Coast, the Northeast, and the Midwest. Between February 24th and March 10th, the CDC said 37% of wastewater sites saw the presence of COVID increase 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's hard to know what that means per se.
Right.
That doesn't mean there's like a 100% increase in cases, but it does mean that when we take off our masks and we start to gather, more people end up getting COVID, and then we can detect that in the wastewater. So, it's certainly something to be mindful of. We should pay attention to this, and then, watch those other metrics. Are we starting to see more positive tests? Are we starting to see more hospitalizations? It doesn't mean that we'll see that, but it's, worth paying attention.
So it's not that concerning.
I would say, it's good to be vigilant, but at the same time, I'm not running to grab my mask just yet.
What is going on in Europe?
Yeah, so what we're seeing in Europe is an increase in cases. This is predominantly BA2, also known as like stealth Omicron, or just that subvariant of Omicron. And we think it's a couple things. One, like here in the United States, they've also gotten rid of most of their mitigation. So they've, removed masks. They don't require isolation if you're positive, and that likely contributes to cases. Also, we're probably starting to see the waning of both those who were infected with Omicron back in the winter. Now it's 3-4 months later. That natural immunity is probably waning. Those folks could get reinfected. Similar with folks who were boosted, that started, last fall. That immunity from that booster may be dropping a little bit, such that you're seeing more cases. The thing that's a little bit more tricky to explain is that they're also seeing an increase in hospitalizations, but not ICU beds. So then that raises the question of, well, is that, increase in hospitalizations with people that are there for COVID or people with COVID? They have other conditions that they're being admitted for. We just don't know yet. But there are parts of the country or parts of different countries that are seeing a bit of a surge in cases.
Did we stop the mitigation too soon?
I don't think so. I think the local data would suggest that with our current level of cases, it's okay to reduce those mitigation practices, but we have to be vigilant. We always have to watch, what's going on. Might we see something? Maybe, maybe not. Can we promise that there will never be a day where we don't need to wear masks for a week or two? No. But, until we see the data that says we should do that, I think we're probably okay.
And now there's a debate raging about a potential fourth vaccine, a fourth shot, COVID vaccine shot. Do you think that's a possibility for all of us or just for people who are maybe immunocompromised?
Yeah, I think for sure for the immunocompromised. There's even recommendations now that suggest that they get that fourth dose. For the rest of us, I think the day will come where it makes sense to get a booster, whether that's because we're seeing maybe more cases, maybe there's a variant that we have covered by a booster that none of us have yet. But I think the timing of that is still uncertain. The science behind it isn't certain how long that durability from our initial booster lasts. So someday I think we'll get it. Whether that's, soon or this fall, I think that needs to be determined yet. We just don't know.
And the doctor's going on vacation next week, so that's a good sign. You're not worried about it?
No, I feel pretty good about it.
Enjoy your spring break.
See you in a couple of weeks.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you, Dr. Pradoff.
Final check of your forecast coming up.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
This year, there are more tax credits at stake than ever before. Thousands more. The tax pros at Jackson Hewitt will help track down every last dollar. Jackson Hewitt is here to make sure you don't miss a single deduction, so you can get your biggest refund guaranteed.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Dairy farms disappearing, prices up, COVID's still not gone. And what's Ron Johnson done? Voted against new jobs and told us to take mouthwash to cure COVID. I'm Sarah Godlewski. I grew up in Eau Claire where we're more interested in common sense than conspiracies. That's how I've run the state treasurer's office, and common sense is what, quite frankly, we could use in Washington. Practical ideas that just help people, not mouthwash. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and that's why I approve this message.
Tonight at 5, we share the latest developments on the war in Ukraine, from reports on the ground to President Biden's plans to visit the region, plus how 3 local Culver's locations are all in today to help Ukraine. That's all coming up at 5.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Temperatures will stay mild overnight. Will only drop to about 35 for the low. Look at that high for tomorrow. 65 under partly sunny skies. We'll see some showers toward the end of the week. We'll be right back.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch today and get $25.
Real cowboys get customized car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so we only pay for what we need.
Hey, Tex, can someone else get a turn?
Yeah, hang on, I'm about to break my own record. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true. With diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this. Now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments from a retina specialist that may help protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take charge of your sight.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big Spring Thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 22%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our Spring Thaw sale. Save 22% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
I just want our kids to be kids again. Play sports, go to school, without having to worry all the time.
So when we learned the COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids age 5 and up,
we talked to their doctor, and she helped our family decide to get our sons vaccinated right away.
And to keep taking safety steps in public, too.
Help your kids stay safe and in school. Find a free COVID-19 vaccine for kids near you at dhs.wi.gov/COVID19/parents.
In today's Final Touch, imagine if you could change your identity whenever you wanted to.
That's what the visual artist Philippe Koustik suggests with his new project. It's called Pixel, an interactive sculpture involving a series of mannequins that are strategically covered with digital screens, showing part of a torso or an eye or a stomach. If a visitor wants to change what they're seeing, they can do that with a simple swipe, just as you would with a smartphone. The artist's idea is to celebrate a future of diverse and changeable identities. Okay, whatever you say. It's a little weird. What do you think, Susan?
They're a little prettier, I think.
Change the eyes,
yeah.
Change the mouth. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.